All right. Test, 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 test. Is the audio good now, JM? Audio good? Y'all let me know in YouTube world if the audio is good. All right. So sorry about that. We're gonna start this one over again. Welcome everybody to another weekly YouTube live stream. If you have not yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. So, as I was stating earlier, tonight's video, we're going to be talking about the top 3 industries to utilize business funding. The top 3 industries that you can use business funding for, get a return on your investment, grow your business, and scale your business, and get reward points, right? All of those things, right? And again, just to real quick, we do have our pay anything VIP 1 day masterclass tickets still available. So if you're looking to get funding for your business and you want to learn how to actually structure your personal credit, how to clean your personal credit file, how to build business credit in 30 to 45 days without wasting money on net 30 accounts, and how to actually walk into the bank, have a conversation with a banker, and walk out with funding, make sure you attend our 1 day business funding masterclass. We literally give you the blueprint on how to get $100,000 in funding for your business. I'm also going to be breaking down during the VIP session. We breaking down some things about how you want to go into the new year to get funding for your business. You get handouts, right? So you get all the credit dispute letters, you get all the net 30 vendors, you get the list of banks that we give you guys that. So definitely make sure you check it out. It's pay anything, pay whatever you would like to pay to attend VIP. But tonight we're gonna be talking about the 3 industries that I would recommend that you guys, if you're looking to start a business, here's the business industries that I would kind of focus on. Number 1 is going to be real estate, right? Number 2 is going to be transportation, not necessarily specifically the over the road. I'm talking box trucks, dump trucks, even hauling, right? Flatbeds. All of those things are included in transportation from my definition. And then e-commerce, right? These are the 3 that I feel and I see where people have the best ability to leverage business funding. And here's what I mean. If you're in e-commerce, right? Typically, most e-commerce stores have some type of Shopify setup, right? Shopify. Well, there's twofold to Shopify, right? Well, let me back up. E-commerce can be, selling goods, products, whether that be physical products. You could do digital products, right? Ebooks, courses, things of that nature, right? That could be considered e-commerce or education, maybe. But when I say e-commerce, I'm talking specifically hoodies, shirts, cell phone cases, um, packs of pens, all of that stuff, right? That you buy it, you buy it at wholesale prices. You could do drop shipping. Ah, man, I wasn't even going live on Instagram. That's crazy. But you could do drop shipping, right? You could do drop shipping, or you can actually do fulfillment by Amazon, FBA. That's real popular, fulfillment by Amazon. But essentially, e-commerce is, electric commerce, right? Over the internet, things of that nature. That's a great industry to leverage business funding. Now, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say you had an e-commerce business and your ROI was for every $1 that you spend on ads and inventory, you make 3. So you got a 3x multiple, right? So if you spend $1,000 on, your inventory, your marketing, you make 3, right? You spend 2,000, you make 6. The American Express Plum Card rewards you for having an e-commerce business by allowing you 60 days to pay in full. So if you're getting a 3-to-1 ad spend return, 3-to-1 inventory return, right? Think about how powerful that is if you're spending, let's just say you had a $10,000 Amex. So that means for every $10,000 that you spend on that Amex, you're making 30,000. Does that make sense? You spend 10, you make 30, right? You spend 20, you make 60. That's powerful because not only is it you're profitable, you're bringing in revenue, right? And you're generating significant revenue, which banks like to see that, right? Remember, revenue drives a lot of the lending decisions moving forward, right? We're in a state in the economy right now where a lot of banks are tightening up. We talked about this last week. The recession is here, so to speak, right? It could get worse. As things get worse, banks are going to be paying attention to your weekly deposits, but also how much money you're keeping in your business bank accounts. How much is left after you spend on expenses? Now, using something like the Amex Plum card for your e-commerce business or the business gold card for your e-commerce business, you're getting dollar for dollar, right? So let's say for every $1, you get $3 back. So if you spend $1,000, you're making 3,000. If you spend 10,000, you're making 30,000. You're making money, you're profitable, but you also are earning Amex reward points, right? Or Chase reward points, right? You have to look at it this way. Those cashback business credit cards, that's directly money going into your business bank account, right? The Bank of America, I have two Bank of America business cash cards. They literally deposit the money into my business checking accounts. The cash back, right? Now some may say, so it's a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. But for e-commerce, ads don't cost as much, right? And again, it's leverage. We're talking about, how to actually utilize funding, right? A lot of gurus just talk about this funding, that funding, but we never really get into the particulars of how you can actually use funding to get rich, right? That's the end goal, right? Even for myself, right? I had to take a step back and look at, what's the end goal? Is it just to get a bunch of credit, or is it really just to make money? Right? Is it really to utilize funding to make money? My philosophy is credit is for making money. I don't believe credit is for, buying a dream home. I don't believe it's for, getting a nice car. I don't think it's really just, honestly, I feel, if you're going to utilize credit, utilize it to make money. Right? Now, some people may disagree. Oh, you get to travel free, Okay, cool. But if you have an e-commerce store, and you're getting a 3-to-1 multiple, you're profitable and you're stacking reward points. So now when you want to travel, you don't even have to come out of pocket, right? I was looking at a birthday trip in the American Express portal, travel portal. One of the 4.5 5-star hotels, one night in the hotel was like 40,000 Amex points. I think I got almost close to 140 Amex points. So even if I use Amex points for one night and kept the other 100,000, that was a free night, right? All from having an e-commerce store, right? So e-commerce, that's one of the main industries I see people do well with. And even if you're using a personal credit card, right? If you're using, your personal Navy Federal credit card, cash rewards, right? You're getting cash back. People do well. E-commerce is a great industry. It's my opinion, right? Like I said, real estate, e-commerce, and transportation. So e-commerce, definitely number one. Number two, transportation. Here's what I mean. With transportation, you have the ability to utilize all types of funding that are available to you. Here's what I mean. Let's say you want to start a transportation company, you want to get you 2 box trucks, right? Um, you could go to Ford, right, with an LLC that's active on the Secretary of State. Maybe put a couple dollars down and walk off the lot with a box truck, right? Now you're running loads, short haul. Let's say you're making 2 grand a week. Let's say the payment on the box truck is like 800 a month. You pay the driver a little something. So let's say all in all, you're making 15K a month. Your expenses are somewhere around, let's say 6 grand. You walk away with the rest. And when you finance those vehicles through Ford, they report that to your business credit profile. So now you have a commercial loan reporting to your business credit profile, and it's building your business credit profile. You're profitable, and now you can go back to Ford and get some more trucks. Let's take it a step further, right? Let's say you didn't want to go Ford, right? You didn't want to pay the high interest rates. You do the BOA play, right? You run the BOA play. You open up the business checking account with Bank of America. You get 1 vehicle loan. You pay for 1 box truck, right? You go back 2-3 weeks later, you get another box truck. Now you got 2 box trucks bringing in $4,000 a month. And I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not in the transportation industry, so if my numbers are off, please feel free to correct me. Right? You got 2 trucks from BOA. You got a business credit card from BOA. Let's just say 10K, right? Let's say you had a Chase credit card, 25K. So now you can cover the fuel. But then let's take it a step further. Now you go get a gas card. You go get the BP MasterCard. You go get the Fuel Man. So now you're using the Fuel Man card to cover the gas for the truck that you finance. And basically you're paying the bank back out of the profits of the business. Right. The other thing about transportation that's great is, right, let's say if you need to use a net 30, you're on the road, you drink coffee, you could get, some coffee from Quill. You could build a business profile that way, right? You could get Uline, right? So many opportunities in transportation. So many opportunities in transportation. Transportation is one of those sleeper industries, right? It's not sexy. It's not the one that a lot of people really go for. It's not the one you're gonna hear a lot of people on YouTube telling you to get into. But for funding purposes and funding principles, it's one of the best, right? You can utilize net 30s. You can utilize the gas cards. You can utilize business funding from a bank. You can run the BOA play. TD Bank, they have a trucking program where they will give you a trade line to purchase vehicles. So now you can use a line of credit to purchase vehicles that you then put into your trucking fleet or your transportation fleet. You get 2 box trucks, you're set, right? That each box truck could probably do gross sales $250,000 each. So 2 box trucks will probably net or gross you $500,000. Let's say you net, 300 after expenses. It's not a bad day. It's not a bad day. And you're using the bank's money, right? See, that's the problem. This is the thing, right? A lot of people talk funding. A lot of people talk about funding. A lot of people are telling you to get funding, even myself, right? But you got to learn how to use it wisely, right? Utilize funding, right? A lot of people want to start a dream business with the bank's money. I don't recommend that. I tried it. It did not work for me. My dream business was real estate wholesaling. I always wanted to be in real estate. Yeah, I did well. Yeah, I did good. But I didn't really focus on the numbers, right? I would spend on the credit card and I didn't really think about how I was going to pay it back, right? Not every deal closes. Not every deal you get under contract closes. But had I took a step back and just said, what business makes the most sense to have a $10,000 business credit card and maybe let's say $5,000 cash. Transportation. I just said each box truck could probably net gross sales could be $250,000. That's hard to do in business as a startup. Just keeping it real. $250,000 per truck. If you had 3 trucks, that's $750,000. You got to take the emotion out of it, right? What makes the most sense? What makes the most sense? Right? A lot of people want to, hair salon, beauty salon, sell hair. I see a lot of influencers, their clients who they help get funding. A lot of them are hair, nail shops. Those businesses are not necessarily profitable, right? They make a lot of money, but the expenses are high. Think about e-commerce. E-commerce, you got to think about it. If you have an e-commerce business and you have a 3-to-1, or let's just, even credit repair. Let's say your credit repair business, right? If your credit repair business, every dollar that you spend on advertising, you get back $3 to $5. So you spend $1,000, you make $3,000 to $5,000. It's not a bad day, even if you don't necessarily, if credit is not your dream business. Do what pays the bills, right? Do what pays the bills and then go start your dream business, right? But you don't want to get in a situation where you owe in banks. Now you can't pay because you followed your dream. You had a dream of opening a hair salon, nail salon. I'm not picking on the hair and nail salons because I know they do great. You wanted to open up a restaurant, a barbershop, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever dream business you had. I don't necessarily subscribe to using funding for your dream business. Find an industry where you can be profitable. Find an industry where you can be profitable, and then you start the dream business. If it's transportation, if it's trucking, go get you a box truck, run a BOA play. Now that truck is bringing in $250,000 a year. Then you go start your restaurant. Then you go start your whatever other ventures you want to do. Right? Now, that's not to say that I didn't do well with real estate. I did do well, but I wasn't paying attention as much to the KPIs. I had business credit cards with, high balances. Luckily, I was able to close some deals and pay them down. But all I'm saying to you, family, is just think about how to actually be profitable with the funding that you're seeking. Too many people want funding. It's like a game, it's like a game. Hey, how much funding can I get? How much funding can I get? The real question is, how much funding can I use to make money? Right? That's the real question. Can I take 50,000 and turn it into 250? Can I take 10,000 and turn it to 100,000? That's the real goal. That's honestly the real goal. So we got e-commerce. E-commerce is a great industry to utilize business funding. You have the American Express cards, the Chase cards. Pretty much every credit card has some type of cash back rewards. Every bank. Pretty much every bank has some type of business cash back card, right? The Truist, one of my favorite cash rewards cards is the Truist, that Truist Bank. Truist. That's a great cashback reward card. And Truist is, that's the plug. We already know. But in closing, the third industry that I would recommend getting into if you're looking to use funding to get into business, right? Real estate. It's tried and true. It's tested. What can you really say about real estate, right? If you get into real estate, let's say you had a $20,000 credit card, whether it's personal or business. This is personal, right? $25K. You're going to take this personal credit card and let's say you're going to flip a house, right? or better yet, let's say you want to get into the real industry, right? You could literally get up and running in real estate for less than $1,000. Now, will you make money right away? No. But here's what I'm saying to you. Let's say it took you 3 months to close your first deal on $1,000 a month um, budget. The minimum payment on a $3,000 credit card balance, let's just say if you use a credit card, it's probably going to be somewhere around maybe $50 to $60 a month. 1% of that would be $30. So let's times it by 2. Let's just say $60 a month. So for $60 a month, you're carrying a $3,000 balance, $1,000 each month until you close your first deal. Let's say your first deal is $8K. 8 minus 3, you already in the green for $5K. Now you're going to spend $2K a month. So now you're going to close 2 deals a month. You see where I'm going with this, family? Right? You're leveraging funding, right, at a 1 to 2x return, or 2 to 3x return. Excuse me. You spend $1,000, you spent $3,000, you made $8,000. That's a 2x multiple. And even if you built the house, let's say you had hard money, let's say you got a hard money lender, or you had a money partner, someone who could come in and close on the property. Let's say you're going to build it from the ground up. You again can use this business or personal credit card to fund the materials, fund the work, fund the labor, fund the materials, right? As long as you can make the minimum payment. So maybe you keep $3,000 in cash in your business bank account to cover, service the debt, or you get a line of credit. Maybe, you take the line of credit. If it's a $20,000 line of credit, maybe you max out $18,000. You leave $2,000 on the line of credit so you can make the payments. And then now, let's say you sell that new build and you profit $50K. Let's say you profit $50,000. Let's say you spent, let's say $80,000. You made, let's say you built the house for $100. Let's say you bought the lot for $80. You built the new build for $110. You all in for about $190. You walk away with $50,000 profit, and you use the bank's money. And if you kept it, now you have a property that has equity that you could either refinance, pay off the credit card, and hold it for long-term wealth. Now, again, credit, in my opinion, is for making money. In my opinion, some people say it's for traveling, some people say it's for emergencies. I would honestly, wholeheartedly, just knowing what I know and my personal experiences with credit cards and business credit, personal credit, being able to obtain all types of funding, these are the 3 best industries to leverage funding. And when I say leverage, I mean do it properly, do it correctly, get in and out of a deal, get in and out into a truck, right? Get into a business that you can become profitable in 90 days to 6 months. It just make a lot of sense, but y'all tell me, y'all let me know. And are these 3 industries I named tonight, are they good industries? Do you have industries that you recommend? You tell me, guys, on Instagram, YouTube, what industries are y'all in? How are you guys utilizing funding, right? We do a lot of marketing with the business MS Gold Card. We actually are finna be ramping up our YouTube ads, right? I use the business Gold Card a lot. Business Platinum Card is good, like that one. But I'll be honest, the 3 industries I named, and there's other ones, credit repair is good. Credit repair is a low barrier to entry to get started. You just have to know your stuff. You have to have a little bit of knowledge, and you can definitely be off to the races. Content creation, YouTube, TikTok. You could leverage the Amazon Net 55 to get your equipment, get your cameras, get your desk, your microphone. All of that can be bought with net 30s. You just have to be strategic. That's the purpose of today's live stream. Is just be strategic. Be mindful of the type of funding, the type of industry where you can best utilize the type of funding you're going for. If you're getting a bunch of business credit cards, a bunch of lines of credit, what industry? What are you going to do with it? It doesn't make sense to get $100,000 to $300,000 in funding just to say you got funding. That's not really the goal, and it's not also the goal to obtain funding for something that may or may not be profitable or may not necessarily be the best use for the funding. Again, you're trying to fund a dream business that it just doesn't make sense on paper, right? Nobody wants to use their own money to fund their dreams, but you got to bet on yourself sometimes. Everybody wants no PG funding, but who's going to really take a chance on you if you don't have a track record? If you haven't made a sale, if you don't have a sales history, if you don't have an LLC, if you haven't necessarily, uh, you know, set the business up properly, right? Why would a bank lend to you? Why would they? Why would they lend to you? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? Why would this bank give me this money? And if you don't have an answer, then maybe we gotta go back to the drawing board. But hopefully tonight's live stream was good. Hopefully you guys got some value from it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. If you're watching this on the replay on Instagram, definitely appreciate you tapping in. Also, again, I want to let you guys know we are holding our Business Funding Made Easy one-day masterclass. We have the pay anything VIP tickets available. Basically, you pay anything to come to the VIP session. The VIP session, you get 2 extra hours to Q&A. You get all the handouts. You get to ask questions live. You get to kick it with your boy all day Saturday, November the 19th. So yeah, we're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have a good time. And then just like always, man, if you guys are looking to get funding, if you need help with getting access to funding, and you would like our team to help you get funding, help you get your first or your next $50,000 to $150,000 in funding without having to walk into a bank, without having to pay for credit repair, and without having to show tax returns and bank statements, make sure you text the letter CBCA. If you're on Instagram, you can DM the words CBCA, or you can text the letter CBCA to 980-825-4360. And one of our team members will give you a call. We'll talk about your goals. We'll figure out what the best route to getting funding is. Talk about how our accelerator program can help you. And if it's a good fit for your goals, then we can talk about getting you enrolled in the program, right? Now's the time. Now's the time, family. We're still getting approvals. We're still getting weekly approvals. I know I haven't been talking a lot about approvals, but honestly, the proof is in the pudding, family. But yeah, text the letter CBCA. If you're on Instagram, you can DM the letter CBCA to 980-825-4360 to see how our team can help you get funding for your business. Hopefully, I get to see everybody at the one-day masterclass. Real quick, I see a question. Belinda said, what are your views on short-term rentals now? I think short-term rentals is definitely a good industry to utilize funding, right? You got the net 30s, you can furnish a unit, the business credit card, you can pay the rent with the business credit card, the Amex. Yeah, I like short-term rentals, but I mean, that kind of falls into real estate, Belinda. You know what I mean? That kind of falls into real estate a little bit. But yeah, I like short-term rentals a lot. Even though, right now, bookings, people are having issues, I think that's just a temporary situation. I don't think that's long-term. But yeah, I like short-term rentals for sure. What are y'all thoughts, man? What industries are y'all utilizing funding for? Right? Just curious. Anybody in the trucking, anybody in the industries we named today. We named real estate, we named trucking, and we named e-commerce. Anybody have one of those type of businesses? Care to share some insight? I don't see any replies. So that's all I got, family. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. If you're on Instagram and you want to see the replay of this, definitely head over to the YouTube channel. Next Wednesday, we probably won't live stream. Maybe not. Y'all let me know. Y'all want to do a live stream next week? I know it's the holiday. Maybe we do one, maybe we don't. But definitely make sure you pull up to the next one day masterclass. Definitely is going down. JM said, I'm in transportation. Nice. Transportation is definitely, is renting a truck worth it? You just got to add up the cost, man. I think it's worth it if you got your DOT and you are driving the truck yourself. It could work out for you, but ultimately, like I said, Corey, you probably want to try to tap in with like a Ford or maybe an Ally or something where you could finance a vehicle. Because financing it, even if you have a payment, you can get multiples. You know, that's my opinion. JM said he doesn't think so right now because costs are too high on box trucks and cargo vans. Yeah, the cargo vans and the box trucks, the rent on them are it's extremely high. So financing them, like I said, the BOA play is still running. You could get 4 vehicle auto loans in your business name as long as you're a customer. So that's what I would do. There you go. I think buying one would be better if I can get a good price on it. Yeah. I think purchasing it outright or financing it with a decent interest rate, Corey, would be the way to go. And again, I'm no transportation box truck expert. I'm learning the game as I go myself, family. So don't take my word for it. For sure. But other than that, we're gonna do a live stream next week. I'm committed to it. But make sure you come to the one day masterclass, November the 19th. It starts at 9 a.m. for VIP. General admission, we're gonna do something different. So y'all stay tuned. Turn on your notification bells. Definitely turn on your notification bells. But other than that, family, I'm gonna hop off of here. And we will see y'all with a surprise. I got a surprise live stream coming up. So make sure you turn on your notification bells. If you're on Instagram, turn on your notification bells. And we're gonna get active. But we will tap in with y'all next week. And I'll talk to you soon, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace.